Bend in the middle.
Hey guys,
What's up?
in case you didn't know what that reference was from, well, it's okay. Probably hardly anybody will.
And we just discovered this awful, awesome movie.
Oh, God. It was just so terrible. But, you know, it was supposed to be terrible. It wasn't even one of those situations where it was so bad it was intentionally good. It was intentionally bad to be kind of good. So, yeah.
So the lost skeleton of Cadavra.
Yes.
Wow. I don't even know where to begin
Well,
with this awfully awesome piece of film.
yeah. This was made in 2001.
No, it was made in 2004.
Well, according to IMDb, it was 2001.
Maybe it was only released in 2004.
That might have been
Possible.
it, yeah. But it was made as a spoof to 50s B movies,
Sci-fi.
specifically sci-fi.
Sci-fi movies.
Sci-fi movies, yes. And it starred Faye Masterson, Andrew Parks, Susan McDonald, Brian Howe, which, by the way, you recognize him because he was in Catch Me If You Can, and some other stuff. But that was the first one I saw.
Okay.
Jennifer Blair, who we're going to talk a decent amount about her.
Yeah.
About her performance in this. And it starred Larry Blamire. Blammer, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But he also wrote and directed it.
Let's just start with the three words that first come to mind that describe this movie. Science.
Science.
I wonder. Oh well. Next.
Oh well. Yeah. This is it. This is a movie with a very simple setup.
Very simple. Simple plot. Simple setup.
There's this mysterious substance to be found in what appears to be a national park that has no other tourists or visitors.
No.
During the 2 days that this movie takes place.
It's kind of like Brickleberry.
Yeah. And there's 3 different people looking for the substance, all for different reasons. One of them is a scientist.
A scientist.
The other is just a man who wants power, and then there are 2 aliens.
Who are not alien-like at all.
No.
They didn't even try.
No. Their actions were, though. That's where they really portrayed it.
Yeah.
The way they talked and the way they acted and the way they moved. Like
Yes.
that whole part about them trying to get up the stairs. That was hilarious.
That was hilarious.
Yes.
What are these? They're little buildings leading up to the main building.
Let's step on them. And they're holding onto the wall the entire time as they're trying to walk up these, like, 8 steps to lead up to the front door of a cabin. Oh.
Oh wow.
But there was one of the great things about this movie is that you never had to, considering that it was such a simple plot, you never had to worry about getting lost, because anytime anybody spoke, they basically gave away the exposition of the entire movie. What
Yes.
you've missed so far.
Exactly.
And like one sentence, they'll tell you everything, and they repeat everything.
And they do it with such detail.
Yes.
Like they even someone who has just a basic understanding of anything could pick up on this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, you could almost turn this on in the middle of it and get caught up in no time flat.
Yeah, for sure. um, the acting was awful.
Yes. Yes, it was.
It was just like, I would think even a Razzie would be too good for this.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so. This, I don't know, I want to say something about Kirsten Stewart, but I'm not sure where I'm going, so I'm just going to let you guys fill in the rest.
Yeah.
Just think of Kirsten Stewart and you'll get an understanding of how bad this might be.
Yes.
But, again, it was intentional.
Yeah. I mean,
You know?
if you've seen any 50s sci-fi movie, you know it's going to be bad.
Mhm.
But the difference is, now I wasn't alive in the 50s, obviously, and I haven't seen a whole lot of 50s sci-fi, but they were taking it seriously in the 50s, and it just was bad. This was, they were intending to make a bad movie.
Yeah.
The movie did not take itself seriously.
No.
Bad.
No, it didn't. It's like they weren't even trying at all. Like, I think that what I have in my bank account may have been a bigger budget than they had.
Oh yeah.
You know? And I'm broke.
Yeah.
So that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
You know? Even the skeleton, I mean,
Oh my gosh.
it looked terrible.
And when it was crawling down the cliff, down the wall.
Oh, that was like the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
You could, I mean, obviously you could see the strings attached to it. You know, that's a 50s sci-fi trope.
Yeah.
But,
You could even see the hinges.
yes, that was the worst part. You could see the hinges. It's like they literally took it from, like, a science classroom.
Yeah.
You know, a junior high science classroom at that.
And that motion of him walking, of him crawling down the thing, reminded me of Team America.
Yeah.
You know, what's the code for you're in trouble? Bad. I mean, there wasn't even a lot of special effects. I mean, there was very little special effects, but the special effects that there was good. Was good, and when I say that, you know, it stayed on par with the theme of the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, the special effects were horrible.
Really? The only special effects was
The ship landing.
the ship landing and then taking off at the very end. By the way, surprisingly enough, there's actually an after credit scene in this.
Yes,
movie.
there is.
It was very weird. It was almost surreal.
Yes.
But yeah, that looked awful. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like,
You can see wires. You can see cables.
yeah, it looked like it was shot with a potato. I mean, it's like these guys never even heard of green screen. But
Yeah.
of course, they were trying to do a whole 50s thing, so of course they wouldn't use green
Yeah,
screen.
they weren't using these. It was all
It was all practical effects.
practical effects, exactly.
Yes.
But so the acting was horrible. The characters were so one-dimensional.
Oh gosh, yes. Oh man.
What was the wife's name?
She was up at the top.
Yeah, Betty Armstrong,
Yeah.
your typical 50s housewife.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Paul Armstrong, your typical male, misogynistic, chauvinistic
Scientist. He's a scientist.
He wasn't a mean person, but he was so chauvinistic.
Oh yeah. Just everything that his wife said. He's like, oh well. That was the whole theme of the movie, is just, oh well.
Oh well.
Yeah. It's like
That's
they
like
have
one of the
some sort
taglines.
of serious conversation and it was almost always the males that said it. They'd just be like, "Oh well, like, oh, you're a woman.
You
Go,
don't matter.
go make me a drink."
Yeah.
You know?
Go make me a scotch and soda.
Exactly.
Tip, 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 tip. But even, and to go along with that line that he told his wife after she was possessed.
Yeah.
You did some stupid things. Stay here until you're better.
Yeah.
Could you be any more of a wank?
Right? Now, it was funny, but at the same time, it's like, oh, that's kind of horrible.
It is. I felt bad about laughing about it because it set back, male-female relations back 60 years.
Yeah.
The skeleton, the skeleton. Great character.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a douchebag.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's a skeleton that can think and...
Because it has a skeleton brain.
Because it has a skeleton brain, that's right. And I don't know if he actually could talk. I think it was more all almost telepathic.
Yeah.
But he was... Yeah, he was kind of an asshole.
Yeah, he was. Telling the one guy, shut up.
Yeah, the guy who's
Stupid.
trying to help him
Yeah.
by finding... Oh yeah, get this. The name of the mysterious substance is atmospherium. Try to wrap your head around that, and yeah, it makes no sense whatsoever. But I guess it's better than unobtainium.
Yep.
But yeah, this guy is trying to help this skeleton get this so the skeleton can come
Take
back
over
to
the world.
life and take over the world. And the skeleton keeps telling this guy to shut up and that he's an idiot.
Yep.
And then he goes to sleep.
I sleep now.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah.
It was awful.
And we'll get back to the dumb guy's counterpart. We should talk about the aliens a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
The funniest part of this whole movie
Yeah.
was the aliens.
Yes. Because they were, they didn't look like aliens. They looked like humans in silver jumpsuits. So, again.
Which we can assume is silver jumpsuits because the movie was in black and white.
Yeah. Yeah. But, so I guess instead of trying to make them look like aliens, they just had them act like aliens, even though they acted human, kind of, but not. I don't even know how to describe it. I'm getting lost in my own sentence, so you take over.
Oh well.